Good afternoon, everyone. January 21st, Prison Board. Reading and approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
On question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Anybody from the public want to address the board in regard to agenda items only? No? Okay. Motion to appoint 26-3001, motion to appoint chairperson and vice chair of the prison board.
I make a motion to appoint Judge Michael Barrasse as chairman of the prison board.
Second?
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Vice chairman of the prison board?
Make a motion to, for Sheriff Mark McAndrew be vice chair.
Second. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion to set the regular scheduled meeting days of the prison board, 26-3002, to be held the third Wednesday of the month at 12:30 p.m. unless otherwise specified, and the attachment in regard to the second.
Could I address that?
Yes.
Just to amend that to include a quarterly meeting on site at the prison pursuant to the statute?
Okay, I'm not sure whether, is that on the 26 county meetings?
Okay. Okay, just because it's not referenced in the language there?
It's on the attachment, however.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 26-3003, motion to follow Robert's Rules of Order for conducting the prison board meetings.
Motion. Excuse me, second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 26-3004, motion to pre-approve and audit bills and certify for payment all bills which routinely fall within the adopted budget and all invoices which do not fall within the adopted budget parameters be brought here to the board meetings for pre-approval for payment and to approve payroll at the monthly meetings.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
On the question. So to be clear on this, will all invoices that do not fall within the adopted budget parameters, when we say budget parameters, what are we saying?
Yes,
Talking-
Judge.
We're talking about regularly occurring expenses. For instance, the payroll goes out biweekly and we meet monthly, so the bills that are anticipated are reviewed by the controller's office and approved, in accordance to the budget.
And that's the way we currently do it now, Judge.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 26-3005, motion to approve all current payables for the Community Corrections Center and the prison.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Reports, the Controller's Report, 26-3008.
Yes, Judge. Controller's report of the prison inmate and canteen accounts. Through December 2025, the Controller's Office reviewed the prison inmate and canteen account reconciliations, which were prepared by the Prison Business Office for the month of November 2025, and found no discrepancies between the reconciliations and the bank statement. As of December 31st, 2025, the balance in the inmate checking account was $455,965.44, and the balance in the canteen checking account was $494,445.75. In addition, as of December 31st, 2025, the canteen account also holds a balance in two 6-month Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust investment accounts totaling $969,007.92. As we approved at our last meeting, $876,306.15 was renewed on January 9th for a new 180-day term at 3.69% annually. And the balance of $112,794.27 will renew itself on January 30th, which we previously approved at the current rate at that time. Currently, similar to the January 9th rate, these invested canteen funds will earn approximately $3,650 per month through July of 2026. And during the month of December 2025, a total of $87,240.16 was paid from the canteen account for the benefit, welfare, and education of Lackawanna County prison inmates. And an itemized list of these canteen account expenses are listed on page 3 of my controller's report. And that concludes my report.
Motion to accept the report.
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries. 26-3007, Community Corrections Report.
Judge, we're gonna skip to the warden's report and come back to the corrections.
Okay.
Write down.
Okay. The Warden's Report, 26-3006.
Good afternoon, Board. The average daily population for December was 629 inmates. 473 were Lackawanna County inmates. We averaged 561 adult males, 1 juvenile male, and 67 adult females. The average daily population of U.S. Marshal detainees was 142, and the average daily population of Susquehanna County detainees was 14. The overtime and out-of-county boarding reports are attached. Our staffing update, currently our correctional officer numbers break down to 171 full-time officers on shift, 6 out on workers' comp, 2 on continuous FMLA, with 79 having intermittent FMLA. We have 2 on administrative leave and 1 full-time vacancy for a total of 182 full-time officers. The budget as of December 31st, revenue was at 94% and expenses were at 95%. The overtime for the year was at 62% of the budgeted amount. Regarding the revenue, there's 1 outstanding invoice from the U.S. Marshal Service for the month of December. Extraordinary occurrence reports, there were 3 in the month of December. On 12/7, a male inmate was observed repeatedly striking his head against his cell door. This individual became aggressive towards staff as they attempted to speak with him. For the safety of all involved, a decision was made to place him in the emergency restraint chair. On 12/25, a male inmate was found to have torn his bedding and was attempting to use it to harm himself. This individual would not cooperate with efforts to ensure his safety, and his behavior escalated. He barricaded his cell door with his mattress, covered the camera in his cell, and was causing his toilet to overflow onto the cell floor. A cell extraction was ordered, and he refused to comply with the staff's orders, resulting in the use of OC spray. He then retreated to another part of his cell and attempted to tie the torn sheet around his neck. Staff entered the cell and, for the safety of all involved, placed him in the emergency restraint chair so that it could be assessed by the medical staff. On 12/26, a male inmate who was on an active suicide prevention watch covered his cell's camera, obstructing staff's view of him. Unfortunately, attempts to de-escalate him resulted in this individual becoming extremely agitated, and he began to physically act out. A determination was made to place the individual in the emergency restraint chair for the safety of all involved. PREA, there was 1 PREA investigation completed in the month of December. It was an allegation of inmate sexual harassment. It was deemed unfounded. It was forwarded, the results were forwarded to the DA's office for review. Kitchen equipment, I had previously asked about the possibility of utilizing canteen account funds for the purchase of a new dishwasher. Obviously, that is the decision of the prison board, whether or not canteen account funds would be utilized. We do need one. I did get some numbers, just so everyone knows. Last year, we spent in repairs and on replacement. We have to use styrofoam trays when the dishwasher's down. We spent $42,000 last year between repairs and styrofoam trays for every time that it went down. That's almost half the price of a brand new dishwasher, which would be about $100,000. I also made mention of a new topic, dental equipment. We're seeking to purchase a new x-ray machine for the dentistry work that's completed at the prison. I would also like to request the use of canteen account funds to purchase this. Just so everyone knows, everyone in the public that is at the jail, we have an on-site dental office in our medical department. We have a dentist who comes in every Tuesday, and he does dental work on individuals. This x-ray machine, for lack of a better term, it's really a digital x-ray machine, so there's no radiation being used or anything like that. And it's actually a lot cheaper than that big monstrosity you would see at your dentist if he hasn't upgraded to the new digital type of x-ray machine. It's a fairly reasonable price range. I can get prices if the board would like for the next meeting. I anticipate it's going to be, if I got 3 different prices, it'll be in the range of $10,000 to $15,000. Personnel matters, I'm proposing that the following officers get the confirmation of the board for full-time positions at the prison: Leroy Demuth, Joanna Morales, Joshua Polk, and Shauna Smurl. All 4 have been employed as part-time correctional officers since mid-October, and all 4 have earned positive recommendations for advancement to full-time. Additionally, I'm requesting the opportunity for a conversation in executive session to discuss recommendations I'm prepared to make regarding the employment of 2 full-time officers. And this concludes my report.
Warden, in regard to the budget and the expense, I noticed reviewing the reports that you were $1 million less in regard to overtime for the year. And I'm just wondering how that figures into the 94 and 95%.
The 94% is revenue that we brought in, so that
Okay.
was out of it. The
And then-
95%, the overtime is in that. What overtime was paid out is in that. And what I'm saying is we spent 95% of what was budgeted for expenses in the year.
Okay, so the million that wasn't spent would be the other 5%, or?
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't break it down item by item, but I would say probably most of that 5% is that.
When I was
nearly-
looking it over, I was just trying to add it up, and I didn't have all the numbers there to do it, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
So you're looking for a motion for us to approve the hiring of the 4?
Yes.
A motion, please.
Motion.
Second? On the question?
Yes, Judge, on the question, does that mean we're going to make the purchase of the,
No, it's just for the hiring.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? In regard to the motion for the dishwasher, I would at this time look to table that matter until we can review it. So I look for a motion to table.
Motion to table.
Seconded, Judge.
All in favor?
Aye.
And all
On the
opposed?
question, Judge, on that, I know the co-stars designation is mentioned by the warden, which is accurate. And that's a designation that the state gives to approved vendors to be used. It doesn't necessarily mean that the cost involved of that dishwasher is going to be the guaranteed lowest price that we can get. So we may want to consider not only using a co-stars vendor, but also possibly putting that out to bid to be sure we get the best price from a co-stars vendor that may be out there, if we're going to proceed in that fashion.
Thank you. Any other matters, Warden?
I'm sorry?
Any other matters?
No.
Any questions for the warden?
I have a quick question. I don't know that you'll have this on you today, but at some point, can you give us an update on the GED program? And if it's been successful so far, how many inmates have gone through it? Have they completed it, maybe for the next board meeting?
I could definitely do that. I don't know if Outreach is here, and I don't know if they have that number on the top of their heads, but I can definitely.
Yeah, for the next meeting, I'd appreciate it.
We have stuff today to review if you wanted.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you want me to go?
Please.
Thanks, Warden. Good afternoon, Jennifer Shoemaker at Outreach. Currently, we have our GED program running at the Lackawanna County Prison. For the month of December, we have currently 16 enrolled students. Throughout the month of December, we did do 12 pre-tests in language arts, and all 11 of them passed. And then I'm also a proctor for the GED at LCP. So in the month of December, of those that pre-tested, we then tested language arts. 8 tested, 5 passed, which is amazing. That's a really good percentage. And then we are currently going to begin pre-testing for history and then testing following up. Classes currently run 3 days a week. We have GED instructors that are in-person instructors, and they're doing a phenomenal job working with the students, getting them test ready, understanding the different dynamics of testing, responsibility of coming to class, and commitment to education. So we are very happy with the results, and we've received a lot of positive reception from the people at the Lackawanna County Prison, the staff, the inmates. We had it previously, if you remember, back before COVID, and it was wonderful then. And again, we're just continuing to pick up where we left off and provide folks who are incarcerated an opportunity to get their GED while they're there, or if they were to leave before completing it, they would just follow right back up with us at 7th Ave, and they will already just pick up where they left off. And we've had 3 individuals who were released from LCP come to Outreach to connect not only with GED services, but actually some of our other family services. So the connection with the prison to the community has been wonderful.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Do you do dyslexia screening for inmates who may not know they're dyslexic and don't have the ability to be literate?
It's a great question, and we are in process with communicating with Colleen at the prison, as well as a professor who would like to come in, or their volunteers that would like to come in to do dyslexia screening. The warden might be aware of that as well. That is in process discussion, and we would hope to do that screening possibly through our assessments that we do weekly on Friday.
Is there any restriction in regard to the inmates that can get it?
None.
Wonderful.
We are available to provide GED instruction on all blocks. That includes max blocks through packets. And then what we're able to do, too, is when those individuals are ready to test, they would just test individually by themselves. So we have 3 cohorts going. We have medium level inmates, we have the girls, and then we have our minimums. And then we also do the max blocks. So we have packets, as well as anybody who's on medical or someone who's currently not eligible to be in general population. We can still provide them with packets, instruction. Then they go back to our instructors to get graded. Then they go back out. We can do pre-tests through the paper. And then, like I said, when we're ready to test, I'm a proctor, so I'm able to bring them up, test them individually in our classroom. We are 100% laptops. We have all the devices. We are Pearson VUE registered, so LCP is a registered test site for Pearson. So it is the same services, same quality commitment that someone would get on the outside, say at us at Outreach or a Career Link, but they're getting it inside the prison. And really, we've had a lot of positive feedback from other communities too that would say, hey, we would love to do that in our prison as well.
What's your limit in regard to the number of inmates that you can help?
All. No limit. Our classroom sizes, our largest classes are mediums because that is a medium group. We can do alpha, echo, golf together. Typically in a class, we'd like to see about 15 as a max. If we get past that, then we would probably like to have some more classroom space to provide additional classes. We're a little limited with our classroom space just because there is classrooms designated for video court, which is great. But unfortunately, that also doesn't allow us to expand the program past to what it is. And I think there's possibility to provide a bigger service if we can expand classes, have people maybe complete the subjects a little quicker instead of waiting to complete, find classroom time, test, because when you're testing, it has to be test only. So Right now, it would be nice to have a little extra classroom space if we were able to.
And what's the expected time for a person from the time they sign up, or is it vary depending upon their ability?
It does vary upon the person's ability. The instructors are great because although it's a classroom setting, everybody kind of works individually. So we can progress somebody along a little quicker if they're pre-testing, testing, or let's say they already had tested at a previous location and we have their scores. Like I said, again, if we had a little bit more space, we could probably expect someone to get their GED a little bit sooner than what they are now. We would love to see everybody leave the prison with their GED, but we know that's not always going to be possible, so they would just follow with us at 7th Ave and just continue where they left off.
Thank you.
How many enrolled in the program? I didn't hear the first part. How many new enrolled?
For the month of December, we had 16 enrolled.
16?
Yes, and it does vary month to month. We accept all individuals that are incarcerated. That includes the marshals, our county inmates that might be, on writ from another county like Susquehanna, Wyoming, or whatever. So it's open to all folks, and then it does ebb and flow with people being released or if someone's being transferred to rehab or recovery. So for the month of December, we had 16. We constantly enroll. So it does fluctuate month to month. That's why we do a month-to-month account. Because what it looked like in December, it maybe looks a little different, like for when I report out for January. And then, of course, November looked a little different than December. So it's definitely fluid. We don't have a wait list. We utilize our classes that we do our reentry life skills classes, and we take referrals that way. The counselors, prison administration, and staff. So currently there's no wait list, and as soon as somebody has interest in enrolling, they meet the criteria, meaning they have to they need their GED or because they don't have a high school diploma, we get them right in and they start.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Appreciate
great.
it.
Well, thank you so much. I
Thank you
appreciate you
very
asking
much.
those questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any members of the public wish to address the board? From, Ward, first of all, motion to accept the warden's report.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. He showed up? Okay. Hello there. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Bev DeBarros from Scranton. I guess first about the TV. We got the new TV and the Blu-ray DVD player. The trouble is the TV is much too small. The one that we had in there before that went bad, I measured it, it was 28 inches by 48 inches. The one that was replaced, which is 16 inches by 28 inches. It's very small. And after the December meeting, Jennifer from Outreach said, "Oh, I'm glad we're getting the new TV because she uses it in her programs." In fact, she explained a lot of the stuff that she uses it for, and I asked her to explain it, but she declined. But anyway, they use, other classes use the chapel as well, including Outreach and the writing class. And so she said in Outreach sometime they'll have 25 men in that room, and some of the curriculum is on DVD to be put on the screen. And so that just is not adequate. So I'm sorry to report that, but I
Warden, is there a problem getting a bigger TV?
I checked with our maintenance department just yesterday. It's a 32-inch TV. It's one of the ones we used to use in the blocks until we upgraded to a larger size in the blocks.
Could we get a larger one?
I'll look at that. There might be a problem. It's on a portable cart, correct me if I'm
that
wrong.
it's the cart, no problem with the cart.
And I'll have to check with our maintenance department.
Yeah.
If you could, please. That is kind of small, especially if they're older.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's right, that's the size that is in the blocks now, up, mounted up there. But even that was an upgrade thanks to, who was our commissioner, the female commissioner?
One,
Pardon me?
which one?
Previous, years ago.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, between. After Lorraine.
Debbie Dominic.
Debbie. Debbie is the one who got from little to this, which is in there now, but Outreach had bought the big one that's in there that went bad after 10, 15 years.
I think we can address
So now
that.
we need the big one.
Okay.
And I thought, well, it's brand new, they'll probably take it back at Best Buy or whatever and upgrade it, but it's bolted, it's drilled and bolted to the cart, so I don't know if they'll still take
Are
it.
you talking about the cart right in the back here for reference? Warden?
Oh, it's,
Something like that? That cart?
no, it's a cart on wheels,
Okay.
and the DVD player is on there, and then we wheel it from the locked closet right to the room, and then put it back when we're done. So hopefully that can be
We'll address
dealt
that.
with. Let's see. Oh, the book. I know you all got email from Denise Brown. And one of the things, thankfully, she mentioned our book again. Isaac Wright Jr. has written this book that I really wanted to have accessible to our inmates, because for over a year, our law library hasn't been used. It hasn't been there. It's gone. And in that book that Isaac Wright wrote, he's from Luzerne County, and the story is amazing. He was wrongfully accused, made his own case with going to the law library in the Trenton jail in New Jersey. So it was just perfect for how to use a law library to help your lawyer to help understand your case. And so that book then I really wanted to get in paperback so we could mail copies in to people in the jail. But it's not published in paperback. I was just so amazed. It's like electronically available and whatever, but hardback, which I got from our public library to read this book. Well, anyway, finally, we tried, and it was on record at one of the meetings that we were told that it's on the tablets for people to read. But nobody can find it on their tablet. And I'm just asking, by next month maybe, could you have a tablet come in and show us, and then show us that it's on the tablet and that it's available? Also, and then if you ever get to that point, announce it. There's a good new book here, people, get it and read it, and it's helpful. And with that, of course, I wish we had a law library. So that law library room is right across from Central Command. You can just see right in there. And so then it was empty for months and months. And I kept bringing up about the law library, and then suddenly I go in, because the chapel is on the left and that's on the right, and there's all these computer screens there. I thought, oh great, the law library's open. And I was told that, no, that's accessible for people who get a thumb drive or something from their lawyer. They can go in there and just read that. I mean, so it has a purpose, but it's not a law library. And I'm saying that the law library, the jail's 24/7. It could be run every shift. Everybody should be able to have access to that. And along with, and when it was there, it was always the printer's not working, there was always a problem. But I would like it to be run properly, and maybe get some lawyers in there to, what they do is, there's different, the law librarian is a paid position in the jail for one of the inmates once they learn how all this works. That, I didn't mean to bring that up, but I couldn't resist. To say that the voting registration, this will be our 4th year registering inmates to vote. And again, I'll be going in the 2nd week of each month of, starting next month, February, March, and April. The primary voting this year is on May 19th. The registration has to be submitted, an application, by May 4th. And then we'll, after we get whoever registered, then we go back again closer to the time and do the mail-in ballot applications. And then go from there. There's a real big thing I wanted to bring up about work release. And people know for years I've been saying, when are we getting work release again? The women's work release used to be on Madison.
If I could address that issue with you, to let you know, we have been working with an outside agency in regard to it. We have next week, I know myself and many others have a Zoom with the company. We are presently working on that rigorously to get that accomplished for both male and female.
I am very happy to hear that.
And
But
one other point, if I could address with you, is in regard to the law library concerns that you have. The tablets make the law library available 24/7 to the inmates. So it's actually much more accessible now than it's ever been, because you don't need to have a separate room for it. The tablet actually has that information there for them. So it's actually, the prison has improved access for the inmates rather than limit it by closing that.
how do they print off the forms that they need?
Well, how they print the forms, I'm not sure, but the actual information, Warden?
They go to that room and they're able to do that. The old law library, for
Right.
lack of a better term.
So it's actually been a great improvement over what it was before.
I have not heard any of this good news.
Warden, you said they are able to print it?
Yes.
Okay.
And if ever they had an issue, they can always approach their counsel as well. If
Okay.
things can happen and they can get it printed.
Okay, if I could just add to the work release. So the women's was on Madison Avenue and the men's was up by the Lackawanna College. Both of those buildings, the Madison Avenue was torn down by the U, they rebuilt. And so there's no, and the answer has always been, we don't have the right housing. We can't find a landlord for what we need. And I understood that the plan was to have one building, male and female. Is that what you heard?
Well, as of right now, we are working with an advisory group that's going to tell us what they feel is the best, and also financially for the
Okay.
county what they can afford. But it's actively being pursued now.
Okay, and here was my suggestion. So I thought, since they can never get something that's already adequate to rent, that the county would build one exactly to their specifications, and I have the location.
Okay.
It's right across the street from where I live on Quincy Avenue, and there's a decrepit old apartment building that's been condemned for years and years and years. It was scheduled for tear down but never happened. And right beside that is an empty lot where the house burnt down years ago. So if you tore down that building and put it together with that empty lot, you could build to whatever you wanted. Would be parking in the back, room for parking by the court in the back. And another good thing, there's buses that run on our corners. So if they get a job.
What I'll do is I'll make sure that the outside agency contacts you, and you can
Good.
have a discussion with them, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
There is one more thing. Yesterday, when I went into class Tuesday afternoon, one of our women was just released. And she was standing there and trying to make phone calls to get transportation for somebody to pick her up. She wasn't having any luck. And all she had on was a light gray new sweatshirt and sweatpants. But she had no coat. She must have been, arrested in the summer, I guess, because she didn't have a coat. And I said, Amanda, what are you going to do here? And she's telling me, they gave me bus passes. Well, where's the bus stop? How often does it come? Where does it go? So I talked to the people in reception. One CO and one counselor was in there, a female counselor. And I said, I understood from our past prison board meetings that we are now providing like a cab or whatever when somebody gets released, transportation to their destination. I thought that was a thing. Does anybody remember that?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I just tried.
But they knew nothing about it in reception. And I said, well, if you're still here when I get out of class at 2 o'clock, I'll take you wherever you need to go. But she wasn't there, so whatever. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. Any other members? We have to go back. Okay. There you go.
Hello, Board. Maggie Craig from Scranton. I run the women's writing class inside the prison every week, and I have a poem to read for you. But before I read it, I just want to say thank you to the warden for making sure that we are resourced. We have all the notebooks, pencils, and pens we need. We've worked with, the class has been going on weekly for over a year now. We've worked with about 200 individual women, and every week it's between anywhere from 15 to 30 women that we'll see. We focus mostly on poetry and essay writing and fiction writing. Before I read the poem, it's only 2 minutes long, I just have some quick questions for the board. Has everyone on the board read the solitary confinement report from Dan DeMuth?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Yes. Can we, is there a way to prioritize that so we can ask questions about it next month? Commissioner Welby, are you willing to read do you know about the report? Okay, so I'll let the board fill you in on it, but there is a solitary confinement report. Thank you, I appreciate that. Quite a bit of money was spent on conducting the report. Second and last question, has everyone on the board toured the prison? Have you all been inside of the prison?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one coming up. It was over there.
You're taking a tour. Okay, great, awesome. Yeah, I feel like that's important that you see the facility. So, thank you. We'll follow up about solitary next month. So this poem is from someone in the class. It's called "We the Incarcerated." We each have a story. We're not just a number, but commissary, $1 million profit, the war on drugs, who can stop it? Vital medical care delayed, met with deliberate indifference, mental health symptoms ignored yet displayed and dealt with through punishment, solitary confinement, torture for those who are simply not compliant. Bad food, sad mood, mold and mildew, dingy whites, basic human rights, lonely nights, cold metal cages, deterioration in different stages, family on the outside torn apart, public defenders fail and don't finish what they start. Many of us have opened our eyes after the storm and want to be reborn. We need to reform. This we realize. This we need. Education. Not a lengthy setup to fail probation. Why not give help according to each individual's situation? That's what that sound is. Reentry classes, furlough passes, second chances, plans in advance and unit counselors, healthy food to uplift the mood, more sunshine, no more dark days or court delays. We're not afraid to change. We're afraid to stay the same. If you have to keep us, at least don't hurt us. Walk a quarter mile in our shoes. We need someone to invest in recovery and reform, not just detention. We're still humans, capable of forgiveness and change and redemption. We just need someone. We need you to voice our concerns over the prison rules and blues. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Community Corrections Report, please.
Good afternoon, Board. Apologize for the tardiness. These are the final numbers for the Community Corrections Report for 2025. In the month of December, the program's totals were adult house arrest 88 and juvenile house arrest were 29. For the month of December, the adult house arrest brought in $37,049 and the juveniles took in $67,020. Item number 3, the program's expenses for the month of December were $80,688.37. The program's completions for the month of December were 33. The program's violations were 4. The program's warrants stay at 3. And the budget report for overall for the year of 2025 was overtime was at 37%, expenses were at 100%, and revenue was at 80%. Item not on here is the personnel report. As everyone knows, Norm retired at the beginning of December, so that position has been put up by HR and will be coming down on Monday, the following Monday, this upcoming Monday. I think it's the 26th, and then we will conduct interviews after that. Since then, too, our business manager, Lynn Sicoli, passed away a couple of days before Christmas. And she was like a right arm to me while I was there during the years as the director. And she'll be sorely missed, not just by her folks at work, but by her family and the community at large. She's very nice, a very good person. And there's a celebration of life for her this Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Montville Church. So that's my report. Any questions?
Questions on the report? Motion to accept?
Motion.
Second? On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, I believe the warden is asked to go into executive session. termination of 2 employees, Warden.
Yes, Your Honor. We're seeking to get board approval on the topic of the 2 terminations that we say are for just cause of those individuals that we spoke of.
After review of all the information, do I have a motion in regards to the termination?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Warden, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Okay.
This time we are in adjournment. Thank you.